Simplifying with a master subcontract. A master subcontract allows you to have a consistent set of terms and conditions that will apply to all of your subcontractors, making sure everyone knows the rules up front. This is a comprehensive agreement that covers all the legal requirements: insurance, workers' comp, quality, standards, payment terms. You only have to sign it once, and it applies to every job that the sub will ever do in the future. A master subcontract streamlines the process by eliminating the need to draft a new contract for each project. Instead, for each job, you just issue a work order, and that falls under the umbrella of the master subcontract. This makes things a lot easier for both you and your subs, and it ensures everyone is clear on what is expected. Using a master subcontract isn't just about streamlining paperwork, it's about covering your bases. For means, and I've been a construction attorney for the last 20 years. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly Hey guys, it's Karalynn, and welcome back to the Construction Legal Made Easy podcast. And today we're going to do another chapter in Trust Your Gut. This one is the punch-out process. How to make sure you get paid your last payment. Super important. This is a huge issue I hear from residential contractors all the time. The last 5 or 10% of the last, the final payment is always very hard to get. And so this chapter talks about how to make sure you get it. So the punch-out process. You're on your sixth call from a homeowner about some minuscule detail. A light switch feels off, or a cabinet needs slight adjustment. You fix it only to get another call days later, and then another. It starts feeling less like a home improvement project and more like a never-ending saga of small tweaks that never seem to satisfy. Worse, that last chunk of payment you've been counting on remains out of reach. The project went over time and over budget, and now you're stuck in a cycle of fix one more thing while the homeowner seems to be stalling. Sound familiar? It's a game many play to avoid making the final payment. But the good news is you don't have to play along. In this chapter, we'll show you how to avoid the trap of the never-ending punch-out list by setting expectations early and taking control of the final stages of the job. The punch-out process. Every contractor knows what the punch-out process is. It's that final stage of the project where you address those last tweaks, touch-ups, and fixes before calling it a wrap. But while you surely understand this process, most homeowners don't understand it at all. For them, it's not just the end. It's a chance to spot every tiny imperfection and keep you on the hook indefinitely. This disconnection can lead to headaches, delays, and a frustrating cycle of endless requests, especially if you're dealing with homeowners going through their first construction project. The reality is that without a clear understanding of the punch-out process, homeowners might expect the project to be flawless from the moment you walk out the door. They might not realize that final adjustments are a normal part of any construction job. Worse yet, some homeowners might use this misunderstanding to stall on making the last payment. Maybe the project went over budget or it took longer than expected, and now they're hesitant to settle up. Some might even hope you'll get frustrated and walk away without cashing that final check. But let's make something clear. You deserve to get paid fully for the work you've done, every last dollar.
Not getting paid on a job you already completed? Well, that's where we come in. At the Karalynn Law Firm, our lien and collection department helps you get paid fast and the right way. You did the work, you deserve to get paid. We help you take the right legal steps by filing liens and collecting the money that's owed. Contact us at 713-715-7334, or you can visit our website at www.thekrominslawfirm.com.
And the way to ensure that is to be clear from the start. Before the project kicks off, have a sit down with the homeowner explaining the entire process, especially how the punch-out stages will work. Make it clear the punch-out process is already built into the project timeline. Let them know that as you progress through different phases, some areas might appear incomplete, but that's completely normal. The important part is the final walkthrough, which is the homeowner's opportunity to blue tape any items they want addressed. And be firm. This punch-out process happens once. During this final walkthrough, the homeowner can point out anything they'd like fixed or touched up, and you'll take care of those items. After that, the expectation is the final payment will be made. This doesn't mean you won't stand by your work, especially if there's issues covered by a warranty. But it does mean that once the punch-out list is completed, the project is officially done. And you're not going to be chasing after endless tweaks without being paid. The key to avoiding disputes over punch-out process is to outline it clearly in your contract. Let the homeowner know right from the very beginning that they'll have one chance to walk through and list any final touch-ups. Encourage them to keep a running list during the project so that nothing is missed when the time comes. This clarity protects you from getting trapped in a cycle of the endless touch-ups and unpaid work. It also helps the homeowner by giving them a clear structure for how their concerns will be addressed. When both sides understand the process, the project can finish smoothly with everyone walking away satisfied. Over communication. From a homeowner's perspective, they don't know what they don't know. It's up to you as the contractor to communicate every step of the process clearly. We've talked about this in other chapters, and it keeps coming up for a reason. Over communication is crucial. You need to explain the process, invite questions, and keep the homeowner in the loop. Even if they're the type of person who hates confrontation, don't assume everything's fine just because they're quiet. In fact, it's often the quiet ones who hold everything in until they explode. Take Carlos, a contractor in Oklahoma, for example. He was working on a full home remodel for a client named Mrs. Gray. Everything seemed to be going smoothly, and the project was about 90% complete. But out of nowhere, Miss Gray unleashed a torrent of complaints. She went off about everything. Workers not being on the site as often as expected. Slight imperfections in the tile spacing and grout lines that weren't to her liking. Every issue she had bottled up came spilling out in one heated emotional outburst. Seen the good, the bad, and the ugly when it comes to construction. And if you're in construction...